Hey, what's up, Showstoppers? It is the Showstopper Gaming, and today I'm going to be telling you what is the first thing you should do in my faction, right? I know the game officially released today, so a lot of people are going to be jumping into it and playing it. So if you want to get a good head start on my faction, this is going to be what I suggest you do first. So we're just going to look at some of the different modes, right? So for instance, we'll jump into weekly towers here. There's not really any good cards to get from this, right? So I don't recommend starting here because once you get better cards than your starters, you'll be able to knock these out a lot quicker. And there's nothing you really need urgency out of these rewards, right? Proving grounds, I would say it's a lot, so you may want to jump in and start knocking out. But as you've seen, I haven't really done anything because you have to get to chapter 4 to even get a ruby card, right? And I think as you get better cards, these are just going to be easier to complete. So I wouldn't start here. I would actually say this as one of the last things to grind out. Obviously, they're probably going to release more, so you don't want to get too far behind, but there's definitely better places to start to give you a better advantage early on in my faction, right? Then we have live events, which for the most part are quick matches, so it could be good. But really, the only ones I would look at doing is these, like this Ruby Becky, right? That's going to be a really good card to get. It's like there are different tiers, so you'll have to play it a few times to get it, but that would be worth uh, doing one of the first ones, and even the pre-order ones don't really give you anything crazy, so it's not necessarily a priority unless you're just wanting my faction points to open packs, maybe, but even then I don't think the packs are necessarily the way to go right now. So we can look at those. They just dropped the Heat Series 1 today, but we look at the cards and the best you got is Ruby Trish and Ruby Dominic Mysterio, right? And all these other cards are okay, but nothing crazy. There's no Persona cards that you can get besides Sheamus, which you get already for just creating your faction. So I don't really see necessarily a big point in opening this up unless you just are a card collector in there. Um, and what's interesting, if you notice, like these packs now, a lot of these cards are just from the Superstar Series 1, and then you have just a few that are actually um, you, really just these up here are actually the Heat specific ones, right? All these other ones are just Superstar Series 1 cards. So yeah, I mean, I suggest just saving your My Faction points. If you want to open packs, you can, but I think a lot of these packs too will be rewards moving forward. So I don't think the reward for what you're spending is necessarily worth it, right? So all that being said, we went over a lot of stuff. Ranked play, we can look at this too, right? So you can get some good rewards here. Like if you look just by placing, I got quite a bit of rewards there. And then, once I play and rank up, I'll be able to get some of these other ones. But I wouldn't jump in there with some of your starter cards. So the thing I would do first is actually faction wars, right? It may take you a little bit longer if you don't have if you have the starter cards, it may take you a little while to get through your first run, right? But once you do, you're gonna, especially if you're able to get through all 5 stages, right? You're gonna unlock a lot of these bosses. So, with that being said, you can then buy this Stone Cold or this Rock or this John Cena, and these cards are even Cody Rhodes, right? And all these cards are pretty great, and especially because the badges they have usually have about 2 or 3 badges for these rubies. And if you see, these are some of the highest cards in the game right now. These ruby cards are higher than really any other card, even the ones that are in the packs as of now. So, and I think about one full run, if you get a lot of the faction war points, will pretty much give you at least one of these faction bosses, right? So I've done 2 runs so far, and I've gotten Stone Cold and The Rock, and then I'm on my 3rd one, which I'm doing the women right now, so I can try to maybe get this Trish are just to boost up my women's roster, right? And so what's great about this is, one, then these cards you can then go and use for all those other modes, and you're going to beat them a lot quicker than trying to grind with some of your starter cards. The only thing that makes it good to use a starter card is your evolution cards. You can evolve them up, but even then, I believe I evolved my Braun Breaker, and he's just an 80, so these cards are even better than him. And we'll jump into our run real quick so we can show this off to it's not really going to show what I want to show, but essentially if you see at the top it says stage 4, it has your credits, and it says credits rarity bonus, and mine's 40%. So basically too, the good thing about getting these ruby cards is you'll start off with them in your deck, and then as you beat bosses you can grab other ruby cards to add to it, and that's just going to increase your credit rarity, right? Which is going to give you more credits to spend. So each time you do it, you should be getting more credits as your deck gets better, and that's really going to help you unlock more of these cards. And I really just suggest spending as much time in this as you can until you get as many as these ruby cards, because that's going to help you in all the other modes. And then once you get those, they're the most expensive, so then you can just card collect the rest of these, right? Because some of them aren't that are a lot cheaper than the ones you have. So it looks 3, 4, 5,000. I wouldn't waste money on a sapphire or emerald before the rubies, because you're talking 2,000 different, right? And it's worth it to just save up to get at least 4 of these ruby cards, or as many that will make your deck fully ruby, so you're going to get the most credits for your next run, and then just go back and buy these other ones that you may want, right? And then that's also going to help your card collection and all that. So if you want to know, like I said, the title of this video is where to start in my faction. Start with Faction Wars, because it's going to give you the best deck to begin with, the best cards to begin with, and once you have those, then once these other challenges start coming out for these persona cards and all that, you'll be good to go, because you'll have some of the best cards in the game, and then you can just continue on from there. And as you're getting these tickets, you can stack up on Faction War credits if you want. So if they do release higher tiers, you'll be ready to purchase those as well. And that should keep you ahead of most of the people in the mode, right? Because you want to have the best cards there are, which right now those are the best cards in the game, and you're able to get those without opening any packs or anything like that, which is really nice, right? That we're able to get cards that are equal to or better than the ones coming from packs right now. Who knows how long that will last, but these will definitely give you a good kickstart into this mode, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with how good some of these cards are. So all that being said, Faction Wars is the place to start when you're jumping in this mode. Do it, get your Faction Wars credits, unlock some of those big cards, and then go back and just complete everything else. I promise you, everything else is going to take less time, and you'll be caught up with all the modes before you know it. And then instead of having to struggle and grind them out with lower tier cards, you'll be able to just run right through them, especially Proving Grounds. Like I said, I would save that for last, because you can have multiple different cards and you choose the card that has the best badges for whatever the match type is that you're going to do, and that's going to help you really complete them a lot quicker, right? So that's going to do it for this video. It's a short one, another short one, but as more people are getting in the game, I just want to add those tips and tricks to help them really get off to a good start. If you want to play Faction Wars, you see yourself diving into it a little bit later, and you're not, but there's some modes you want to play first, just for preference, like My Rise or Showcase. It is to note that I do believe there are some My Faction rewards from both of those modes, which I saw something on the SmackDown Hotel website, which I can't verify these, right? I haven't beat any of those modes to know for sure what you unlock, but from what it seems like, there's My Faction rewards to unlock from both Showcase and My Rise. So Showcase, it seems like if you beat the bonus match, at the end of Showcase, you'll get a Ruby Shawn Michaels 94, Ruby Bianca Belair, a Ruby Charlotte Flair, a Ruby Rhea Ripley, a Ruby Ricky Steamboat, and then Sapphire Asuka, Sapphire George the Animal Steel, Sapphire Ken Shamrock. I don't know if you get all those cards or you get to pick from them. I don't know, but that, again, that's another way. Say you really want to play Showcase first, you can do that, and you're still going to get some pretty good cards to start off my faction with. And then I believe, spoilers if you don't want to know some of these unlocks. Should have said that before. But it looks like there's My Rise unlockables too. So in Unleashed, you can get, some of them are just kind of whatever cards like Emerald, Sapphire, and I believe they might just be like created wrestlers that WWE created. But you can also get Ruby Asuka, Ruby the Manifestation. I don't know what that refers to. Ruby John Cena, Ruby Batista. If you do Undisputed, you can get Ruby Gigi Dolan and stuff like that. I do believe a lot of them are probably just My Rise characters. So I'd say if you had to choose between the two, Showcase is probably going to give you the better rewards, or just jump in straight into my faction and play Faction Wars. Either way, you're going to be able to get some Ruby cards just by playing this game. So focus on that. Don't worry about the packs right now, and you'll be able to get a really good start in my faction right from the jump. So I hope you guys enjoyed this information. I hope it's helpful. As always, we're going to be doing a lot of WWE content on this channel, especially my faction. So if you enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video release. I released a lot of videos this weekend. I'm going to be slowing down as the weeks progress, just because I think in the past like 2 days I've released 7 videos on all the different stuff, but I want to get the information out there, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. I appreciate everyone who's watching it, liking and comment. It always means a lot to me and supports the channel, so I always appreciate that. But like I said, you can subscribe down below, you can watch the next video down below. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. I hope this information is useful for you, so you can just jump straight into Faction Wars and get these good cards, and then go back and do weekly towers and other stuff, because trust me, I think I started with weekly towers, and it would have been a lot easier after I got Stone Cold to beat those. So not that they're that difficult, but Stone Cold's just that much of a beast. Those cards are, compared to the ones that you start with. So yeah, definitely do that. Let me know how your My Faction journey is going with all these new modes and all this stuff. I'm excited to, build this community, share with each other how our journeys are going, what's our rank, stuff like that. It's always fun. I'm going to be doing some more My Faction videos, probably some ranked play, maybe some live event stuff, and also some showcase mode stuff. I'm just doing a quick playthrough in case someone gets stuck. They can watch the video and see what I did to complete the objective. I just thought that would be a cool little series to have. So if any of that interests you, check the channel out, hit the subscribe button, and watch those videos as well. But that's going to do it for this episode. Until next time, as always,